Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni, continuing our look at new housing items added in patch 6.5. One of them that I've had my eye on for the longest time is from the Northwest Bellflower submersible dive point, which is none other than a Mindflayer. So this is what it is. It's a minute Mindflayer sprinkler. So like I say, it's from Northwest Bellflower, which is a interesting dive point. We saw some other bits from this already for other videos, and it takes a while for you to obviously rank up to get to that point. It says, rest assured that this inanimate baby monster will spray you with water instead of the blood of its enemies. Well, hopefully, right? This is obviously something that you can get on the market board. Once you have placed it down, though, it does become obviously market prohibited. We actually did a bit of testing with this with growing. So we didn't water these plants, and we actually tried them the sprinkler just on the off chance they probably added something. Turns out they didn't. So unfortunately, the sprinkler system doesn't actually have any functionality to it, which is a real shame. But it is what it is, you know, it's fine. But it does look really cool. So let's plop this boy out onto the floor, as you can see. So this is what he looks like. Of course, this is undieable, but there is an action. We'll get to that in just a second. We're actually going to have to sit on the floor to actually get close enough to this to give it a good view. And that's what it looks like. Essentially, it is a Mindflayer. You've probably seen these in other Final Fantasy games, including this one. And yeah, it's pretty gruesome, especially if you've played Baldur's Gate 3, which is just, I mean, who hasn't played that at this point? What a fantastic game. It's easily going to be probably a lot of people's game of the year. Not mine. That still probably has to... we'll do a video probably talking about that. But yes... very cool. It's also got this like tag on the top here as well. But the interaction is actually to be a real sprinkler. So if you click on this or subcommand, it will spin around, spouting water everywhere, which unfortunately does not water plants, no matter how close we put it to the actual thing, which is a bit unfortunate. But again, I don't know what would be needed to make that work. Honestly, if you really think about it, it probably would have been a lot of extra work for very little gain when you can just right click and tend to things. It would be nice if that was automatable though, so that we wouldn't have to stand in front of our garden and water it on occasion. It would probably completely break the market for some of the planted goods. Not that there's much of a market there anyway at the moment, other than, what, Favnarian onions, things like that. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. It spins. It'll make you dizzy if you stare at it for too long. More like this, definitely. But I was dying to see what this looked like, because when they add things to dive points, it takes a very long time to unlock them. But it is very, very small. That's my one criticism. So I guess two criticisms. It's not functional, and it's also very small. But it's cool. Yeah, there's very little else to say. Very cool stuff. Hopefully they add more useful items to for dive points in the future. And I don't know what would be needed to make this work. It'd be so cool if in the future, though, they did address that and make it so that we had proper sprinklers. Oh, that would be so cool. Honestly, the gardening system would do with a complete overhaul. I think it's a missed opportunity, especially after seeing the Island Sanctuary stuff and how that could be done. It'd be really cool if they... yeah, they upgraded the current garden system and, you know, gave that a fresh coat of paint with the ideas that they've come up with elsewhere. Anyway, much love. Let me know if you got this one yet, if you plan to get it. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully not covered in my own blood being sprayed from a sprinkler system. Hopefully.